So in this Facebook Live, excited that you're here. So if you're tuning in and you're listening to us, just throw a like, throw a hi in the comments. Let me know that you're here. And then also at the end, please share what is the one thing that you gained from this? What's the one thing you liked? One word, couple words, share that in the comments. So this is something that I've learned over time. This is what intrigued me to get into mindset and understanding mindset and studying all that I have in there. It's not just the neurology of the mind, the neuroscience of the mind, things along that nature, but it's also things of psychology, cognitive behavioral therapy, different aspects of things of how universal laws work and spiritual laws work, quantum physics, tying all these different things I've studied over the last 15 years. And that's what this is all started because of mindset and understanding what is the difference between someone who's good and someone who's great, someone who is massively successful and someone who isn't. And I realized that it all starts here, right? This is the one thing that will determine your success in any aspect of life. It doesn't have to be financial. It can be in a marriage. It can be in your health. It can be in your mental health. It could be, in how much money you have. All these different things all starts here. If you don't focus here, you're missing the boat. Because here's the thing a lot of people do, right? I want to be successful. Tell me what I got to do. I want to be successful. Tell me the process of what I have to do to get there, right? Success always leaves clues. They always do. But the thing is, you can follow the same thing that successful people do. And if you never check in here first, you miss the boat. You are going to burn out every single time. This is the biggest reason why people burn out, get stuck in ruts, fall into depression, things along that nature, right? You could be doing what you said, oh, I love what I do. Because guess what? I know this from personal experience. I've been there. I've done that. I've been to the point where I was burning out every 4 to 6 months. Didn't know why. I was like, hell, what am I doing wrong? I'm working out 5 days a week. I meditate every single day. I'm doing my breath work, right? I'm eating right. I'm eating clean. I eat a very keto-like diet. Very little sugar, if that. I don't drink much at all, maybe 10 to 15 drinks a year. So I'm sleeping really well. I have a tracker that determines all that, and I know that for a fact. I'm getting adjusted twice a week. I'm doing all the elements of health to build my reserves and keep my tank full so I can keep serving at the best level I can. But yet I'm getting burned out every 4 to 6 months. And it was one of the things where I had to shift gears. I had to look here first. I had to start saying, well, instead of the doing this, right? Because for most people, I think 70% of the world, personality-wise, are drivers to a certain degree. I might be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But one thing I do know for sure is I'm a type A, task-oriented driver, okay? So if you tell me, hey, do this, I'm doing it. Done deal. You don't even have to worry about me not doing it. I'll be consistent. I'll do the work. I'll do whatever I have to do. But over time, that burned me out because I kept just saying, well, I'm just going to keep doing, and hope for the best. I'm going to put faith into it. I'm going to hope for the best. Have you been there before? I bet you've been there if you started a business. I bet you've been there in some way, shape, or form in a marriage or anything. We've all been there in some degree of our life. So the key, though, is if you don't go here first, you're kind of like saying, all right, I'm going to go and imagine we can just spin a car, right? So you're going to go into a car, lights are out, you spin, and then you don't know where you're north, south, east, west. You have no idea. There's no GPS. There's no compass in your car. There's no nothing. And you're just going to go. And you have to hope that you're in the direction of where you want to go to create the life that you want to create. Right? That's what happens to most people. And that's why we see burnout all the time. And some people say, well, it's not following your passion. That's true too. There are factors, there's other parameters to this. But the key thing that I know is if you do not go here first, doesn't matter, because this is the only thing you can control. This is the only thing that you can influence. This is the only thing that you can drastically shift your life to one way or the other. This will be the thing that makes you from good to great. This is what made Michael Jordan the best basketball player of all time and will be of all time, even beyond LeBron James. Even though I appreciate LeBron James in many ways, Michael Jordan will still be a better basketball player. He had a better mindset. You look at people like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, right? Athletes I love using sports because there is a mindset to it, because in sports, you could be the most talented. It doesn't mean you're going to be the best. And in business and in life, you could be the smartest, you could be the most talented here. You're not going to. I mean, one of the facts that I learned over time, the valedictorian of a school of your class most likely is not the most successful person in that class. It's just a fact. It's extremely small. So You have to. One of the reasons why, you got to look here. You got to get into that mindset. You got to shift gears and realize that it's not a logical process. It's things that you have to really get into your head and realize and see yourself in a certain way. So if you want to make millions of dollars a year, you have to see yourself, act yourself, get in that mindset, that money consciousness mindset to do that. If you want to have the best marriage in the world, you have to have that consciousness. And you know people that have done this. There's people I know who, no matter what they do, they make money. It blows my mind, and I'll try to follow their footsteps, and it doesn't work sometimes. And I'm like, what are they doing? Like, everything they do is just, it seems like works out really well, and they have a great money mind consciousness, or a money mindset. And it's one of the things that they just, in their head, they know, and it's just in the head, they want to be at a certain level. They see themselves in a certain place, and they make sure their actions follow steps. So whatever you are, if an entrepreneur, chiropractor, whatever that is, even in just a normal person, you have to look at your mindset from it before you do anything. You have to get this all set to get on the right track, because mindset is going to be your GPS to dictate to go where you want to go for your vision, right? Whatever you can see in your mind's eyes, you're going to be able to create in your physical reality, but you have to stay centered with that. You have to be in alignment with that. And if you don't have alignment, if you're not doing things that are congruent with that mindset, then you're gonna miss the boat. Because a lot of times, what I've learned over the years is that a lot of times people will say something, right? They can talk a good game, but then it comes to the walking, and the walk has to match the talk. If the walk does not match the talk, you create incongruency. And a marketing law states a confused mind will always say no. And if it can, and so the universe is going to do the same thing. And remember, we're whether you say it's God, the universe, Jesus, Yahweh, Buddha, all that is prime, the labels don't matter. The point of it all at the end of the day is you are in a relationship, co-creating a life, and you are this person in this lifetime. And so what you do, everything you're saying and doing is in that relationship. And if you're not in congruency, if you're not syncing, if you don't have good communication, it's not going to work out. It's going to be extremely hard to make happen. So you want to always focus on mindset. Guard the mind and be careful what you allow in. That is going to be the most critical, because if you can keep the mind centered and you can keep it focused, achieving the reality that you desire, it's a lot easier. I'm not going to say it's easy. Nothing's easy in life. You know, physical reality, 3D world, time, space, continuum, all these things that we live in, you got to be patient. It takes time, right? I love hearing Steve Harvey. He said one time it took him, he wanted to be on TV, and he wrote it down at 10 years old. He had that dream at 10. It took him 28 years to get there, right? But look at him now. His net worth is worth what, over 200 million? And so it's one of the things of being patient, but having that mindset to know, what do I have to do to become that? What am I willing to learn from about myself? And if I share, I'm going to make a whole nother Facebook Live on this, but it's also about failing, right? And being okay with failing. And failing could be a good thing for you, but it's all, again, where does it come back to, right? It's mindset. And if you have the right mindset, like Michael Jordan, right? I think it was 900 games or something like that since high school. He took the game-winning shot and lost, something like that. And I don't remember the exact number, but it's fascinating because people don't talk about all the missed shots he had. They only talk about the ones he made. And it's one of those things where you look at that life, if you can have that mindset that no matter what shows up, you're going to let that failure become a gem, right? You're going to go ahead, and when you fail, it's like heating up metal. You just didn't have it right. So you got to heat up the metal again to mold it and keep molding that metal until it becomes what you want to become. And that's your life. So focus here, be a guardian to the mind, be very careful what you allow in, be very careful who you surround yourself with, because they will influence your mind, whether they do it in words or they do it with their energy. Always make sure you have people around you that are supporting you from an energetic standpoint, not from a verbal, it's an energy standpoint, because wherever they are is going to average out. Let's say they always say the 5 closest people that are near you, you're going to be an average of them. I agree and disagree to some degrees on that, but there is the law of association. And so there is a law to that, but it's the key factor of guarding your mind, because this is all you can control. And this is what makes the difference between good to great, from a failure to a success, and all that in between. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hope you made it an amazing, or having an amazing Wednesday, wherever you are, wherever country you're in. Some are Thursday already, but hope you're having an amazing day regardless, because as long as you're alive, it's an amazing day. Appreciate y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.